Insights of All Trades podcast.
Yeah, pretty much right as soon as we got back from Acadia, we had to leave then again, and we went to Ocean City, Maryland. That's where a lot of people from around here go to vacation. But we decided to get seasonal jobs there and just live at the beach for the whole summer with some friends.
Did you take your bus
Um,
down and park?
that was the original plan to try and find a place to camp, like a campground for the whole summer. But they didn't lease out seasonals or something. They were all booked or something happened
Okay.
where we couldn't do it.
So you were there and you were doing like public safety stuff, right? So
Right.
kind of as an internship.
Yeah, I was doing it as an internship for my schooling because I want to get a criminal justice degree. And it was called, yeah, it was public safety, but I worked for and with the police department there. And it was a lot of fun. We did some crazy stuff, but met some lifelong friends that I'll never forget.
That's awesome, dude. Can you walk us through any of the crazy stuff?
But yeah, I worked midnights, so night shift. And pretty much every night there was something going on because Ocean City, Maryland is like the party town, the place to go whenever you want to have fun.
Yeah.
So you could either, it could be anything like, oh, there's a shooting one day to just, public drunkenness another day.
What's the craziest thing you've seen down there? If you're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, the scariest thing that I was involved with, there was two pretty scary situations. The first one was active CPR. An elderly woman, she had a heart attack. So we went in, did CPR. She unfortunately did not make it. She got to the hospital, didn't make it. And then, that was a scary situation. Everyone was sad, and it was like, yeah, it happens. It's like, it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do. It happens. And then the second situation was somebody called in and said, hey, there's a man with a gun. Like, I just saw him at the gas station. I saw him have a gun. And we're like, okay, where'd you see him at, whatnot. So we pulled this guy over, and it was pretty cool to see because if you look in your rearview mirror and you see 6 cop cars coming at you, you're going to think something's up. And that's pretty much how it was. So that's a pretty severe situation whenever you have somebody with a firearm, especially in a major city like that. And we pull him over and stop him, and we search him and stuff, and he didn't have a gun. So that's relief. And apparently somebody wanted revenge for something he did to them or something like that. So they made up this story about a gun. But
Jeez.
we didn't know that going into
Yeah.
it. So us as officers were like, okay, we have to prepare for this situation, which we learned beforehand in, training. And it was just a pretty cool sight to see everybody play their part in teamwork. And everybody walked home that
Yeah.
day.
So you were living there for how long, was it?
I was there from May to the end of September.
Okay.
So pretty much all summer and fall.
So what prompted you originally to want to move there with your buddy?
Well, the original reason I was going was for the internship.
Okay.
And he pretty much, I was like, hey man, I'm going to Ocean City for the summer. Do you want to come with? And he's like, yeah, let's find a job. And he's like, oh, here's a lifeguard. So we just said, all right, let's do it, and went.
So now based on following you on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, it seems like that kind of exploded into almost a mentality with you guys of traveling around and seeing different places, working these like seasonal jobs, and just, getting around the country.
Yeah, pretty much. Chad and I have been lifelong friends for a long time, and the mentality behind it is pretty much like, let's go. Like, let's do something fun with our lives. Like, I don't want to sit here in, Juniata County forever not doing anything. So we're like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And from Ocean City, we came back to Juniata County for a few months. And I believe he was just Googling, because he loves skiing. He's been doing it for a really long time. And he's like, hey, man, let's go skiing this winter. So we were sitting there, and he was Googling, like, the best skiing place in the U.S., and Vail, Colorado came up. And he was like, "Hey man, you want to go to Vail?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." So we pretty much just packed up all our packed up everything we had, and moved halfway across the country, with a couple bucks and nothing, pretty much. And we just settled there and said, "Hey, let's go."
Did you get a job out there? Like, did you land one before you went out, or did you go out and then get a job once you were out there in Colorado?
No, we went out and then
Okay.
found jobs. Chad was looking a little prior to when we went, but I wasn't. I was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'll
You just went and
hopefully I'll
found
find
something.
something. Yeah.
So, you guys go out. Chad started as a ski/snowboard instructor, right, in
Yeah.
Vail.
Yeah.
And then what did you end up doing when you were out there?
Yeah, I ended up working at a local grocery store, just picking up shifts, just to make money, pay rent.
Hmm.
And it wasn't bad, making $15 an hour, doing barely any stocking shelves. But yeah, Chad, he was a snowboard instructor teaching kids how to snowboard, which for him, that was a huge leap because he's never done anything like that, like interacted with kids in that way before. So it was pretty cool to see, just to, just be around that environment.
How's the
That's
living
awesome.
situation out there work? Like, it's probably hard to get a lease for only a few months, right?
Yeah, it is. We were actually out there. It was a 6-month lease that we did, and um, a lot of places don't do like short leases, like you said. So we were out there. It was like an Airbnb type thing. People do that all the time, and we rented a room out of somebody's house, and we just stayed there with him, and he had other renters that would come in and out.
That's pretty cool.
Seemed like it was like a mansion you were living out of. It seemed crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice place. Five bedroom, 3.5 bath. It was a huge place. It was like $1 million home, which there in Vail, Colorado, that's like average because everybody there is like rich. The kids they call in sick days so that way they can go skiing is basically how it goes.
Did you do any skiing or snowboarding?
Yeah, Chad and I we snowboard a bunch. Well, he snowboarded a lot more than I did, but yeah, we went to a couple different resorts because there's just so many different mountains you can explore. And my favorite was probably it was a place called Keystone. It was like an hour drive from where we were living.
Which was near Vail, right?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
we were 15 minutes from Vail, 2.5, roughly 2 hours from Denver west. So we were more central.
What's the
Um,
town called that you were in?
It was Edwards, Colorado. And yeah, Keystone was the best just because of the park it had. The park was amazing. Do flips and stuff. I mean, I didn't, but like the rails and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
How long have you been snowboarding for?
Um, Now it's been only like 2 years.
Okay, so you were kind of a beginner-ish whenever you got
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
pretty much.
That's cool.
Pretty much. I did around here Tussey Mountain a lot, which is nothing compared to out there. But it was a learning experience. I learned really quick because you have to.